Okay, so what we did then was go to Search Console and try and verify your domain using the GoDaddy platform. On this occasion, it didn't work, but if you raise a support ticket with them and basically just say, I'm trying to connect it to Search Console, help me out, they'll do it all for you.
Okay.
Okie dokie. So let me just whiz back. In fact, can you view the document that I've been typing up today rather than me swapping screens? Because you've got a nice big screen.
Yeah.
And
got the PDF or the other thing?
Not the PDF, the other one. Yeah. So I've got the analytics, configured correct URL. So it's in basic settings now. So if you can just pop back to analytics tab and then hit the back button, the arrow down. Oh, I suppose you can do that. And can you click the arrow, look on the left-hand side? Just that. Yeah, that one there. And then we're on the third menu this time at the very top, view settings. Perfect. So same again with this, HTTPS. Knockout. And then before you save, there's a bot filtering radio button. Click
this
that
one?
Yeah. And then save with that one. And can you just pop onto your homepage and grab your domain and copy it with your mouse, please? It's just easier than typing it.
Oops.
Okay, so I'm going to give you a little bit of instruction that you may not know. Forgive me if I'm repeating something you're aware of. When you have made a website change, for today's purposes, I'm going to say, well, we'll just do the homepage. But for example, if you've uploaded a new product or that you've published a new blog, if you head on over to Search Console, which you can hop over for me now. Sorry, I'm going at 1,000,000 miles an hour, but I like it.
Oh, that's great. This didn't work.
Yeah, that's all right. Verify later.
Okay.
Right, lovely. So there's a blurred out section at the very top of the screen. Inspect any URL. Can you see that at the very top? It's highlighted blue. Yeah. So paste it there and then just hit return. So this is going to take a moment to go. So it's going to come up green anyway, because we know your index. If you publish a new blog, that green tick will be grey and everything will all be grayed out because it's quite new. Because we've made a change now, I just want you to click the request indexing button for me. There you go. Now this takes about 30 or 40 seconds, depending on how long it's going to do. So this is handy if you're publishing a time-sensitive blog. So you've had stock delayed all year, and then 3 weeks before Christmas, you've had this new product in, or whatever, a new something product, and you need to publish a blog on it immediately to make sure that everybody gets to see it in Google rankings. You would use the inspect URL property for this.
Okay.
Apart from that, you can largely ignore it.
So you'd do the blog. I don't actually have a blog on my website, but say that I did a new blog, I'd paste the blog URL in there, would I?
You've got it. Okay, so lesson number 2 in SEO, get a blog, girl.
Yeah, I was reading on your website yesterday about Blogger. So, and you've sort of said that Blogger's good because it's a Google blog, isn't it?
It is, but the whole thing about Blogger is before blogging was invented. So Google, as always, was ahead of its time, like 15 or so years ago. And I think actually Blogger is probably closer to 18 years old. But it used to be called Blogspot.
Yeah, I had a Blogspot and then I deleted it.
You're good at deleting things, aren't you?
I know. I had it all throughout uni, and then I was just so embarrassed, and I thought it was really unprofessional, and I deleted the whole thing.
Oh, I don't care about that. I've got awful things. People don't read it, they don't. They just, if people want to contact you, they want to buy something and they want to pay you now. They don't want to start reading your blogs and just go, oh, she spelt receive wrong.
Yeah, I know. I wish I'd kept it.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, never mind. So I need to create a new one, really, don't I? So would I do that on the website?
You wouldn't use Google for that. No, you would actually blog direct onto your website.
Okay.
The old version would be to use Google Blogspot or Blogger, and then you connect it to the back end of your website. It still happens with some, I think it's Duda websites. I know that one of my clients is an accountant, and he's quite hot on medium to advanced SEO, and I help him out. He's a local guy, does my accounts for free, so what the hell.
Yeah.
And his goes back about 10 or 11 years. But if I can just show you something, then can you log into WordPress for me, and I'll just direct you?
Yeah, a minute.
And I'll see if I can log into mine. Where are we? SEO lady. There we go. Right, where have you gone? There you are. Okie dokie. So can you just click posts and just see if you've got a sample one there? It's on the very top of the left-hand menu. Just in case you've forgotten something. Okay, so I'm going to swap over and show you my screen. So here, a lot of people have categories here, and it will be in settings, I think. Let me just writing. Default post category. So here, your default post category will be uncategorized. So the first thing that you would need to do, and you can do this straight away, is just go to posts, and then you can go to post category, and then you can add a new category. Can you do that for me now?
I'm confused. How do I do this?
It will all come to fruition in a second. So where you've got all posts here, you will need a category. So I'm going to teach you it's a very big shortcut that people don't realize for years, that they wish they'd found it sooner.
Okay.
So the category here, I would call it what you were talking to me about. Was that London prints, London wall art?
So you mean about the phrases that I'm no longer ranking for?
Yeah, or anything that you feel as though is going to be generic. So if you see mine just says freelancer or SEO freelancer, which is very generic. But obviously I do e-commerce, WordPress, Shopify, blah, blah, blah. But overall, like, would you overall be an artist? Would you be a London artist or a scape artist, or?
London illustrator or London artist.
Right, there we go. I like London illustrator, actually. So can you just type in the new category of your name of, in fact, can you share your screen again, please, Jess?
Yeah. It says you cannot start screen share while the other
no, I'm talking at my arse. There we go.
Right, there we go. So I go, do I go all post categories?
Yeah, click categories.
Okay.
Yeah, and then London illustrator. The slug should self-populate.
So is this a blog post?
Not quite yet.
Okay.
Just hold this thought for 1 second.
Yeah.
So you can ignore the slug because that will automatically populate itself, I'm sure, but we'll find out. So parent category is none, because that is the topmost category. So this is your parent, you know, before the children and everything else like that. So if you can just click add new category, let's see what happens. Yeah, there you go. So I want you to pop over now to where is it? It is in settings. So it's towards the bottom of the left-hand menu below tools.
Yeah,
that's it. And I think I was in writing.
Yeah.
There you go. So you've got default post categories uncategorized. So jot that down, London illustrator, and then you can save. That's going to save you a load of work, because it's quite bad that you haven't got a blog because you are preventing yourself. You sound like you're a natural writer, and even though you haven't really got anything to write about, you're quite good at like putting your thoughts down, which is grand. But I've always said that if you're writing about your grandma's apple pie recipe, there's nothing to stop you from ranking for London Illustrator if you know how to write SEO.
Okay, yeah.
So don't worry too much about keyword density. What am I going to do this? What am I going to do that? As long as you've got words on the page, that's better than nothing.
I'm just a bit sorry to be ask a silly question. I'm not sure what I've just done. What have I just done?
What have I just done? So I am going to swap screen again now. So on all of my posts, when you are creating one, so this is one that is actually from 2019, and then every year, so 2020, 21 and 22, I redate it in WordPress. So it's one of the ones that's most prominent on my website. Also, it gets a lot of traffic because I was one of the very first people to write about that this correlate was being discontinued. So as a result, I got a lot of traffic, which is great. But the bad news is I didn't get one business inquiry. People came to me to find out the information, found the information and buggered off. So creating content which is newsworthy or hot topic or something is all very well and good, but don't expect to sell any of your illustrations through it necessarily.
Okay.
In Correlate, so this is the only time I've written about Google Correlate is to say that it's dead. So all of the tags here are specific to this time-sensitive blog post. They all mention or correlate, or what correlate is as a keyword tool, Google ranking. See, I've now done the time-sensitive ones, which is the Google Correlate, which we know this is what helps it rank in Google. But I've still added all of the other categories that I created back in time. So you've just added London Illustrator. So if you're going to be writing about a Christmas sale or a New Year sale or, you know, Mother's Day presents, you can use your tags to say, you know, hand-drawn artwork or however that you would like to market your products, and use those in tags. But it still doesn't prevent you from being cheeky and adding the others that you actually want to rank for, or that you've lost rankings and you want to regain. So that's your tags in your categories. And you see a lot of people, as I say, just have uncategorized here and tags is completely empty.
Okay. So was that what I just did? Was that the first step to creating a blog?
That was the first step, yeah, because all you do is add a post and then it will, you can add it to menu.
Okay, so will I make a new menu, call it blog?
And then no, it will be under appearance menus. And then here you can most recent. So if you're not one, so you can do posts. So then your categories here. So you can call a category blog.
Yeah.
So then you can say, I would like to add blog to menu.
Yeah.
And then it's there.
Okay. And then I just need to create a new, a new post each time. Okay. Yeah, and you know, when you were asking me about London Artist or London Illustrator, were you trying to get me to think of phrases that people are searching for and going to find me?
Well, yeah, I mean, London Artist, with all due respect, no one's ever going to find you because there's so many people out there that are London artists. There's no point in spending all of your time and effort and blogging on the two words London Artist when your website's only 200 pages and you haven't got a blog. You know, there's so much. So I'm thinking that people that know that I'm actually specifically, I know the difference between an artist and an illustrator, and I specifically want an illustrator which is very relevant to you.
Yeah. I also had a little look earlier. I typed in a few things into Google and there's London prints, London art prints, London map art, London map. I'm all on like number 3 or number 4 page.
Yeah.
And there's lots of people searching for those. So are those ones that I should make categories for?
Yes, but also like I'm an SEO freelancer, but I target a lot specific. So SEO freelancer WordPress, SEO freelancer e-commerce.
Okay.
SEO freelancers Shopify.
Yeah.
And then even down to the businesses, SEO freelancer for estate agents, for accountants, for recruitment companies.
Mm-hmm.
So you can use all your tags, your categories to build on that, but your parent category would need to be related. So the one that we have created is a parent category. Any other ones you can nominate. So for example, so posts, categories. So just for training today. So I'm going to add a new category. And then here you drop down and you select the parent of what it is. So I've got a case study parent here. And then I have got all of the case studies underneath there. So it's actually really good for Google as well as the reader, because if people come to your website and they want to see all your case studies, or maybe your time lapse, if you want to video yourself doing a time lapse of a piece, is that you would do, you know, case study, and then you could then add your own thing and say, well, it's time lapse of whatever, the Thames, or time lapse of London at night, or blah, blah, blah.
So it's, okay. So you're just adding, it's like basically like another blog, but you've called it a case study kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a blog post, but I've just categorized it as a case study.
Yeah.
So all of my blogs are blog posts.
Yeah.
And then obviously you've got the pages. So let's go to the question that you asked me for. So when you deleted your image, so did you actually delete permanently?
I'm not sure, but I think probably I did.
Right, okay. So the file URL here, that's that one there. If you have deleted it, you can't actually replace that URL.
So says that the shit of the shit sandwich.
Yes, that's the shit of the shit sandwich.
Okay.
But I have done a little bit of research, because I thought you can't even 301 redirect it. But then again, how would you know? So I was thinking, well, I did a little bit of Googling, because I mean, I've been in this business 14 years, but this is quite a niche question. And although I've done it before myself, whatever image I've deleted hasn't been pretty old.
Does this not happen a lot though? Because when people update their websites, they not just delete the old one?
Why would they delete an image? What, a product that's out of stock, you mean?
Well, because the reason I deleted it was because I had a new photo shoot. So I just got rid of the old one and uploaded the new image. I was Googling and I was just like, am I just really stupid?
Yeah.
I couldn't work out yeah.
Okay, so here's how to do it the other way. So I think what happened was that the first time you did it, you did accidental SEO. You didn't quite know what you were doing, but looking at that PDF, you've got this big spike in traffic, and then you can obviously see the drop when you did all the deleting, which makes sense. And I think my number one rule is don't try not to delete anything on your website. Even if it's there, and it's like, I've got some blog posts again that are over a decade old that contain outdated information. None of the information's harmful. It's just completely inaccurate. And then I've got photographs or screenshots of the old Search Console, or Webmaster Tools, as it was called back then, which are no longer appropriate, but I still keep them.
Yeah.
So what's interesting is that, like I said, I'm always targeting freelance SEO. When you name your image in your file.
Yeah. Is it possible to do? Yeah, because I've still got the image on my website.
Do you mean website, or do you mean hard drive?
Sorry, on my hard drive.
Right, okay. Right, yes, definitely upload the old image again.
Okay.
Definitely. But it's actually better if you create a blog post about this, because your photo does need to be somewhere on the website. If I can't find your photo on the front end of your website from navigating it, Google isn't going to find it that easy either, and neither is Bing or Yahoo.
Even if it's just in the media library of the
is
the WordPress, it doesn't matter. It has to be on the front end.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know for certain, but logic dictates to me is that how is Google going to find this URL if it's not actually published anywhere, if you're not actually using the image?
Yeah.
So this is why when you create in a blog, you automatically, as it's a top level, it's a feature now of your website, you will add that to your menu. So when people come to your home, well, search engines come to your homepage, they want to know, okay, what is important? What is this website about? I need to crawl this website and index it. So this lady does Google ranking video. Oh, she does explainers, Shopify, WordPress, privacy. So here on the SEO blog or your blog, I would say, here's my latest photo shoot, which was in April. So I want you to talk about the photo shoot that you've done and all the bits and pieces. And then at the bottom, I want you to put your grandma's apple pie. So you talk about all the new stuff, about all the exciting stuff that you've done and how you've gone through the pandemic and this, that, the other, and blah, blah, blah. And then at the bottom, you can say, just for prosperity purposes, here's the last photo shoot I did back in 1986.
Okay.
Do you get the tedious linking there?
Yeah.
Because no one's going to read 3,000 words.
Sorry.
When you get all your good SEO stuff at the top of every page from the URL. So here, look, I was targeting, as soon as Zoom was created and it took off in March 2020, first thing I did was create a new blog post about Zoom consultations. So I now rank for Zoom consultation because I was, again, like Google Correlate, I was one of the first people to do it. However, obviously it's been very, very popular and it's taken over Skype.
Yeah.
So even though this URL was created quite some time ago, SEO Zoom consultations, that was my target keyword because it's at the very, very beginning of everything. So Google reads everything in the importance of the most important stuff first, and everything else at the end is your granny's apple pie.
Okay.
All right. So we've got that. So Zoom SEO consultations, and then I can slab in. There's probably too many keywords here to be pretty. So be cute about which keywords you're going to target in order of importance. So you don't want to start it off with the word photo shoot, first of all.
Is this when you're uploading the image? Sorry about this question.
No, not at all.
So you're uploading the image and then you're adding that. Oh, sorry.
That's all right. No. So let's assume I've already uploaded the image just now.
Yeah.
I'm going to add a new post. I'm going to call it Apple Pie Blog, and WordPress should generate the URL for me. Not really do anything. Okay, so this is a blog about all the apple pie photos I deleted in a hot moment. There you go, look, apple pie blog.
Yeah.
So this is what your eyes will read, or your visitors' eyes will read here. This is the title, but you can edit this. You don't want actually the word blog. What you want is London Illustrator print wall art. You know, I mean, what was it? So permissions, press OK.
Yeah. And then put the image as well. Yeah.
So okay. Then here's today's images. And then you give them background info. You know, literally try and do 500 if you can, 700 words. Doesn't matter if you blibber and blather, because again, people aren't going to read it. What they want to know when they come to a website is, oh, this lady is an illustrator in London. Does she do commissions? Yes, she does. How do I contact her?
Yeah.
And make sure that when you do write a blog, the old 1980s and 90s style of website blog writing would be, you would have all of your information, and then at the very bottom, it would say, here's my phone number. So I save people all this crap, and I now slap it at the top. Hire me for 60 minutes. So related to domain case studies is the change of address tool. And then it's another website of mine that I did back in 2000 and for crikey, is it 2015?
Okay. Yeah, gotcha. So with this situation with the deleting of the images, when I'm uploading the old image, because I set up my website in like 2013.
Good
so
girl.
Are you thinking that that's 7 years of SEO deleted?
Yes, and I shall tell you for why. When I joined Funky Pigeon, they weren't called Funky Pigeon. They were called a website called Remind for You, and it was about creating reminders to send greetings cards. So it's the same concept. Then they wanted to do photo upload and personalized cards online and stuff like that. So at interview, I didn't know any of this. As far as I knew, I was working for, I had 2 interviews and I was offered the job, and I took it because it was only in Bristol down the road. And it's for good money. And I got on well with the director. Okay, great. Did my first week, did the orientation, got everything all set. The second Monday I worked there, I walked into my desk, director's there, Nina, office. And I'm like, what the fuck have I done now? Surely I haven't got the sack already. What have I done? He says, we had a barbecue over the weekend. We've decided to rebrand and call it Funky Pigeon. And I was like, right, okay. So he said, how long am I going to get to Google page 1 for personalized cards? Bearing in mind, Remind for You at the time was on Google page 2, position 1, or Google page 1, position 10. So it was already ranking, a bit like you are checking out some London keywords and you're on Google page 4. So they were ranking a little bit better. Anyway, they went ahead and they built the new site, and I was doing the whole swapping, which I've never ever done. But at the end of the day, it's what Google's for. And I found a UK business forum. And this is another good place for you to go. UK Business Forum. It's free. It's been around, well, since before Funky Pigeon. So 2006, 2007. And then you've got the communities here. So I went onto this and I said, hello, we've got Funky Pigeon going on, but I just need to, like, how do I, like, if someone's been linking to us from another website and they click Remind for You, how do I get it to, like, point at Funky Pigeon? And then one bloke says, oh, you need to do that in your server settings, which of course I don't even have to spell server. And I was like, right, okay. Also, we figured that bit out. We got that bit nailed in the same day. That was fine. I'm all good and groovy. Nina's got a plus point. And then I went back on the thread and somebody had said, have you done the Google change of address tool? And I said, what? So when Funky Pigeon was bought over the weekend, the domain was only 2 days old. So any website or new domain that's been bought doesn't have any trust with Google, doesn't have backlinks, it just doesn't have trust altogether. I can't find any verification, but I've always said in my tutoring sessions that if a domain reaches its age of 2 years and over, you get more trust. When my domain hit 10 years, well, I saw a big uptick when it was after 5 years. Then my domain hit 10 years and I had more ranking capabilities. I could rank about tomato ketchup and it would rank on Google page 1 simply because my blog was so powerful. So what we did then, I then looked into it. I didn't tell Bossman this. I just went into it and I went to Google change of address, did the change of address. And then literally 3 days later, this is before the inspect URL tool in Search Console. And he'd gone in, and every morning what he did before the staff came in, he'd go onto Google and he'd type in the 2 words, personalized cards. And he was screaming. He got a glass, the whole office was just glass where he was in his little cubicle. He'd come running out, high five me, Nina, I've done it, you're such a genius. We're Google, Funky Pigeon's gone Google page 1. And I'm like, that's impossible. People have told me it's 3 weeks old. That's never going to do it. But when you do the change of address, Google takes all the trust from the old domain to the new one.
Yeah.
So all this backstory means is that that's the same as the URLs. If you've deleted a 7-year URL, you are now putting yourself back at year 1 again.
Oh, okay. So this is bad news, isn't it?
Well, no, it's good news because you've realized it now and you can actually do that today. There's nothing stopping you from creating a blog post today and actually publishing it, not actually linking to it on your header, just actually writing your first blog about what we've spoken about now.
But we're not sure, are we, whether it will work?
Well, no, it won't work until it's published. But what I'm saying is that once it's published, and even if you've just got the bare bones, this is the way that I'm thinking. Once it's published and you've got the bare bones, that URL is live from that second onwards. So the sooner you get a blog published, and I'm not saying link it to your menu, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying create a new blog post, add new, where's my apple pie one, edit, add new media. Are you doing alt tags on images?
I think so. So that's like, I've got my screen sharing, but yeah, alt text. Is that the
alt text down there. So when I upload all of my photos in my files, I will be mostly right here, like as e-commerce. If I know I'm going to use it on the site, e-commerce, SEO consultation, business mentor, Google ranking, all of my images are called my keywords, so that when they get uploaded to WordPress, it will come here as the title.
That's easy, isn't it?
Yeah, and then you copy it and then you paste it and there's your alt text.
Yeah.
So yours would all start with, you know, this 7 or 8 different keywords that we were talking about. So do that and then actually just publish it. Once you know you're happy with the URL, just publish it as is.
But the URL where you've got, that's not, like, that doesn't have to be the same. Like, I'm just getting confused between URLs. That's completely different, isn't it, to the image URL? Yeah. Okay.
You will have the image URL as its standalone page. So when we had a look here at the size of website, 244 results, that means you haven't got 244 pages. Each image has got its own URL.
Okay.
And you haven't even got a blog post yet. So the other results are going to be from products, and then they'll be from pages and any other thing. So anything that's with a URL will bring up as a result, which is why I've said the word result there and not pages.
I suppose my question to you is that, well, is it like, will Google remember it then? Will it go back to where it was?
Now, I'm not going to say yes, because I don't think so, but it would be nice if it did. So here, look, I've linked this thing here, which I looked at today. If you have got the identical image and the identical dimensions, it's possible over time to recover. However, in 2022, Google's algorithm changed in May, which resulted in a widespread Google Search Console indexing issues that SEOs are still fighting to this date. So what happened was, in Search Console, they just changed everything this year. This year, I think they thought, well, we did bugger all in lockdown. So what we've done now is just all the stuff that we're going to talk about, we're going to do. So the tiling logistics one here you're looking at is not mine. I'm trying to think what the point I was going for. So you will see. And also, that's the other thing, is that not inspection, is pages. And then if you have a look, if you've got any not found 404, can you do that for me now? If I stop sharing.
Is this so that I can watch it back? Or
yeah, I'm going to upload it as an unlisted video on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So there's only you that gets the URL, so no one else knows it.
Oh, that's brilliant. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So what do I do?
So go to Search Console again. Got it. Okay, lovely. And then you're looking for pages, call web up. Why don't you try Core Web Vitals? I don't know if you've got any data in there or not. No, I haven't either. So pages, sorry, it's on the index pages there. Right, so you haven't got 112 index, but you have got 217 index. So when I saw the figure today, it said it was 244 or whatever the figure was. But actually, Google has deemed another 100 or so not really relevant, or not big enough, or just not interesting. And so they've purposely ignored them. This wasn't the case a year ago. If you had a website with 400 pages, you would have all 400 pages indexed.
Okay.
So this is bad news for people with like car parts I've seen. So if you've got a Toyota and then you've got a brake pad, you've got a Toyota, which is the parent, and then the brake pad, which is the child. And then you've got the subcategory, which is going to be the Toyota between, well, or rather the Toyota from 1987, and then the ones in 2000, and then the ones which are the wide angle wheels or something. And all the old parts that weren't really getting indexed because nobody was buying them because they're kind of out of stock, but they've not deleted the product because they've still got some in stock. Google has just de-indexed sites from like 800,000 pages to 150.
Okay.
Which has in turn affected their rankings. Their rankings have naturally dropped because you need to keep your indexing up as high as possible. But at the minute, it's everybody's struggling. So it's not just you, and it is me too. I've had a decline as well on my website, and I've not had time to just get around and fix it. At the minute, I'm so busy, which is
yeah.
It's finding that time. But I know that my job is going to be a few days, you know, like probably 10 to 20 hours or something. I just haven't got that in the minute. So let's have a look. Why pages aren't indexed? We don't know about that one. We want to look for 404. Not found 404. Okay, so can you click with your mouse where it says not found 404, please?
Oh, right, yeah.
Right. Any of these image URLs? You've got 10, you've got 7 more on the second page.
What's that? They look like that's like a product.
So is that out of stock, the Christmas set of 6?
What's that? That's out of stock.
Yeah. So that's why you don't delete products that are out of stock.
Okay, so you just make them a draft or something?
Well, no, because Google still can't index them if you wanted. If they have already been indexed, like for example, you've had a blog post and you've said submit URL to index, and we did the very first thing at the start of this session, is that it will be indexed. The best thing to do is actually just to leave it or move it. Now, I've got an antiques company, and when they sell an antique, obviously it's one of a kind. It's a unique antique. So when they sell a flintlock revolver from whatever, they have been deleting their products, but their website's about 10 years old as well.
Yeah.
So when I met them, their website was only about 200 pages. And I said, what do you do with your deleted ones? And she says, oh, well, we just delete them. And I said, so you should move them into a sold section.
But is that published?
It is published.
Okay.
Or out of stock. So
okay.
Let me just see what they have called it. Are you sharing screen?
Yeah. Should I stop?
Now let me just have a quick look, and I'll just find it. So it's antiques and armor. See what they've done. Current stock. Archive. Yeah, so theirs is called archive, sold pistols, sold long odds, sold on. So it can actually just be an archive. Now, and again, it still needs to be linked from your homepage so that when search engine spiders go onto your homepage, they need to know where to go next, whether it's going to be me and WordPress training or Shopify. So what you can do is actually, if you scroll down to the bottom of your homepage for me, where have you gone? So if you swap over to your website.
Yeah.
Is there anywhere that you can hide something in the footer? Like,
oh, sorry.
That's all right.
I mean,
yeah, there you go.
You could have an archive there.
Yeah.
Or something. You could even have, I don't know if you could have it like the same color or something.
No, don't hide text.
Oh.
Very good suggestion, but that has been going on for 15 years. I was like, oh, did I tell you I was in Ibiza last week?
Yeah.
I was in Ibiza WhatsApping a client of mine. He's a pretty new client. And he said, this guy has come along who's a developer. And he says, so what I've done, mate, because you want to sell some records, I put white text on a white background and I've done white vinyl records, 12-inch LP albums, Glastonbury, and put all these words in. And he said, it's okay. Is it okay? Well, you know, I sweary girl. So I just bullshit. No.
Well, yeah, I mean, I suggested that because I thought, oh, well, then it doesn't, because it's a bit of an unusual thing to have sold items on a shop.
Yeah, which is why archive is a better word.
Yeah. Okay.
But also you can actually have it. I mean, at the bottom there, for example, you've got press as one of your pages that's live. To illustrate how nobody clicks on it. Can you go to Google Analytics for me, please?
Yeah. Do you think that's rubbish then? We should get rid of press.
No, keep it. It's going to be there. I mean,
okay.
The live URL's there. So if somebody says, have you got a press inquiry? You can find the URL easily from your homepage. But by having it there is making it easily indexable by search engines.
Okay.
So Search Console. Okay, sorry. Analytics. I need some tea. Can you go to let's have a look at the left-hand menu and then just go to 1, 2, 3, 4 down, the one acquisition, and then all traffic. Oh, actually, no, I'm talking at my arse. Can you try behavior for me? It's the parent one below. Yeah. Behavior, site content. Yeah. So click site content for me. And then all pages. Okay. So what we've got here is just 10. And you can see that out of at the bottom right-hand corner, Google Analytics for the past September to October, out of all the people that have visited your website, they've hit 166 different URLs. Some of those might be sales URLs that are unique. So they're not actually going to be proper URLs, if that makes sense. So somebody makes a purchase on site, they'll get redirected back to your site and they'll have a temporary URL, which just registers here. But what I want to look for is that if you show the rows from 10, if you drop that down to 50, so it's in the bottom right-hand corner. Yeah.
Yep.
And then 50, and then just wait for it to load. So I want you to have a look here and see, and do Control and F, and or you're not Control and F, by you. I want you to find the word press on this page.
Oh, I see.
What do you call it on a Mac?
Oh, I don't know.
So do you know how to do a shortcut of find?
No.
I think you hit keep your finger on the Windows button and press the letter F. Could be wrong.
Didn't work.
No. Do you want to try Control and F, see if that actually works?
Are we doing PR?
It's press.
Oh,
there, right, okay. So it's actually been 4 people on there and the time there, and they've spent 17 seconds and 0, and 0.
Could it be me
That's another thing. I'm glad you said that, just looking at the time. Can you open up a new tab, please? Can you type in what's my IP? And then copy those figures for me. And then back into analytics. And then it's the gear icon at the bottom left. and it's the third menu, and it's the fifth selection, filters. Okay, add filter. Call it Office IP or whatever. So you've got 3 drop-down boxes. So select filter type is the top selection. Exclude. Yep, second box, second selection, IP address. Last box, top selection, equal to, paste, save. Okay, lovely. So what happens now every time that you search on your own website? So for example, if I'm hired as a freelance basis, the first thing I'll do on day 1 is go into their analytics and add in my IP address, because obviously I'm going to be spending 6 hours a day on their website.
Yeah, yeah.
So you will see your figures go down. You will think, oh my God, no one likes my website. I've only had 200 hits this week instead of 5,000. And it's because 4,000 were yourself.
Yeah, just searching for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Right,
what was I going to say to you? What I was going to say.
It's all right. We've done on so many tangents. Do you want to go back to publishing a blog post as soon as you can?
Yeah. So I was going to say, oh yes, this is it. So obviously, you know, the error of deleting the images.
Yeah.
So the reason I got to it, because I was trying to work out for ages what's happened. And then I went into the media library and went to the date. There's so many images that I changed. So I don't know. I have an inkling that it's this product here, that's the new image.
Right, okay.
Because that's the London map. So if people are looking for London, it makes sense that that's the image, but it could be a different image. So shall I just put my eggs in this basket and start off with that and hope for the best? And then
you just click into it for me.
I think that's the one.
Actually,
hold on. Let me see. It'll be that image and that image.
Yeah.
So that's not that. It'll be.
So are they all so genuinely you have deleted them from your media in WordPress? They don't exist on there anymore.
I think so. I mean, how would I get to the very beginning of when my website was made?
Well, it would be because all your images are loaded at the bottom. So it would say you're on image 206 of 758.
Yeah, but I'm trying to see if I can find the original.
Why don't you search for a keyword? Did you have an alt tag on it, or a description, or a tag?
Well, it will probably be something like London map, josieshenoy.
Okay, so if you do that in search at the top of your right hand media there.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. I think
can you actually just tap that last one, the oldest one? Okay.
Yeah.
And how old was that? 2019. These are the kind of things that in the fake blog post we're going to do, you could put these in there.
See, I think that it's this.
Even you call it archive, look.
Yeah. I think that it's this that's deleted.
What year is that?
That's 2019 as well. So that doesn't make sense. Maybe it's off my whole computer, but I doubt it.
Well, it's time to summarize up, and you've got lots to think about. Let me just pause the recording. Pause.